Hello, everybody, and welcome to a special live with a very special and dear friend. I'm so excited, everyone, to welcome once again Dawn Silver to our wonderful Facebook and YouTube. And soon, thanks to Delora, we now figured out, Dawn, how to go on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram all
That's awesome.
the time.
That's awesome.
I
That's
know how to do it. She knew how to do it, and now I'm gonna do it. I wanted to practice, but I wanted to practice first before I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. So let's say hello to people. Hello, Ellen Jane. Thank you for being here. And Cindy Stevens, good evening. Good evening. Thanks for being here. Emmy Scamahorn, how are you doing? How are you feeling?
I remember Emmy Scamahorn
Yes,
from
yes.
Healing Earth, or where do I know her from?
No, you know her from the class that she took. On
Oh,
here.
hi, Emmy.
Hi, Emmy. Emmy's actually in the New Mexico area.
Lovely.
Yes. And we still need to talk about.
I know. I threatened to bring you there.
Hey,
We're
yes.
going to have classes there.
Sharon, good to see you. And guys, if you're new, come on in and say hello. Let us know where you're watching from. Let us know that you're new. Let us know who's here. Carson, hello, Carson. Good to see you. Good to see you. So, Dawn, I asked Dawn to be on here, and there's such a buzz. There's such a buzz going on with Mercury retrograde and all the planets, and like this is the first time that in so long that 7 planets were in alignment or something like that, and everyone's like, what's your sign, and I'm like, you just can't do like, I'm a Capricorn. You just can't say I'm a Capricorn because I don't fit that stereotypical Capricorn. I'm a Capricorn with a Virgo rising. That's how other people see me. And that's why Dawn and I are like, yeah, check. It's that Virgo thing. And also it's the Scorpio moon. So how my emotions are, everybody. I know it's all that stuff.
And deep. Not dark, deep. Yeah. Willing to dive to the very bottom to get what you need.
Yes.
It rules research.
Oh, I didn't know that. Rules research.
Scorpios are brilliant at research.
Yeah. Because it's really fascinating to me, because wouldn't you all like to be able to read your birth chart and get the answers, at least the basics? Well, Dawn Silver has been doing this work. Are you ready for it? Over 40 freaking years. Over 40 years. You've been doing astrology since 1977?
Yeah, 76, 77. And yes, folks, I am that old. I'll make some jokes, but I'm a Virgo rising just like Elias. And I always say the universe, each sign has some amazing gifts, and then you get screwed on the rest. I make a joke on it. And Virgo has the gift of youth. They always look younger than they really are. I don't know if I do today because I have been writing all day and my eyes are just so tired.
You look great.
But I'm almost 70, so
You don't look it at all. You don't look it at all. And I'm going to be, you guys, I'm going to be 60 this year.
Woo! 60 is a very big number too, because everything aligns in the chart. I call it the doors open so long as the will is inclined. Things align in such a way that you have that energy to a portal to go through and pick up what your original intent was for being here on this planet, and then to just kind of organize it and see, is this where I'm going and what I want? It's a wonderful year.
Well, we've got a lot planned, guys, and I'm going to tell you in a little bit. Let's just say hello to Jerry. Jerry says she's in Sacramento, California. She's waiting.
I love Sacramento. Yes.
Sacramento. My husband is from Turlock, which is not far from Sacramento. It's about an hour away.
Melanie, Sacramento has a great group of astrologers I got to speak for once. They're just amazing. Yeah.
I love it. And you do a lot of speaking. You really do.
I do. And the reason my eyes are like this is because I'm writing a program for tomorrow morning for San Diego. And
I love it.
It's fun. It's on health and nutrition, and Elias and I both have that Virgo rising, so it's a natural gravitation towards health, healing, and nutrition.
Love it.
Our own ways.
Angela says, hello, Susan. Hello. Hey, Doris. Good to see you. Norma says, hi there. Scorpio with a Scorpio rising and a moon in Pisces.
Sounds all wet to me.
Yes, there you
Those
go.
are water signs.
Water,
And
water,
they're
water.
beautiful. Yeah, we'll talk about all of that. It's so much fun.
Maria, hello. Good to see you, Maria. Vicky, hello. It was so great to meet you, Vicky, in person at the retreat. Thank you so much for being there. Diana, hello, Diana. Diana's like, Diana's like this sponge lately. She's like, what's this about? What's this about? What's this about? And I love that. So this would be a really great class coming up. And I'm going to tell you, hey, Heidi, good to see you. Heidi, Dawn, was on the cruise that I did last year.
With Susan?
Sail with Spirit with Susan Shumsky. Yeah. Vicky says it was amazing. Thanks. You're so sweet. Hi, Lori. Good to see you. Thanks, guys, for being here. So, Dawn, why is astrology so important? Why is it important for people to know?
Because the divine mother, father, all that there is, did not just throw us here and say, figure it out, you dum-dums. They gave us a star map. They gave us a map so we knew if we were going to China or Europe. We have a map. We know when the cycles are such that it opens doors for us. Like when I started studying astrology when I was about 16, 17, I had big Uranian aspects in my chart. Uranus rules astrology. And so it was a perfect time because it was aspecting my Mercury, which is rational consciousness, to start expanding my mind. And that's what I did on the beaches of Greece. I would lay there and I would study astrology, sleeping on the beaches. And, we all have our own story that's meaningful to us. Right. And some of you might not want to be astrologers. And I will tell you, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of study. It's a lot of work. I've been kicking it around for years. Elias knows me earlier when we had a fantastic store in Chicago for 20 years. And I worked as a naturopath. And the funny story I always tell is I studied astrology with this incredible astrologer. And she told me to become a naturopath. And I was like, what the hell's a naturopath? But I was green. I met her when I was 20. And I knew that I liked yogurt and chamomile tea and peppermint tea, because in the early days, we're talking almost 45, 50 years ago, that's what there was. There wasn't even yogurt in the United States unless you went to Greek town. It just there was no yoga either. So, anyways, so she told me to become a naturopath. And because she was so amazing, she's not with us, Helen Francis Blue. I would do anything, she said, even marry one of her sons who didn't turn out all that. But anyways, but when you idolize, my moon's in Gemini. Gemini rules too. Moon rules the mother. I had two mothers. She was my spiritual mama. Yeah. So anyways, all these things show in your chart. Everything shows in your chart.
And so it's interesting because when you read my chart, there was so many fascinating things that that you could tell from what happened in my past. You actually said to me, and this is how specific it gets, you guys. Dawn knew that I broke a bone when I was 4 years old. I mean, that is like crazy to me that you would.
That's kid stuff.
That's kid stuff. Bone shimon, but it was fascinating. And Dawn said to me, just like my friend Laura Stasenus, she read the Akashic Record, and then at the same time, Dawn is like, I really feel like Pacific Northwest there's something out there for you. There's something, it feels right to me. Now, nobody knew that I already made that decision, but it was just awesome. It was just awesome. So Dawn is doing a class, and I'm going to pull it up here, guys. Learning to read your own chart. It's going to be 3 classes. They're 90 minutes each. They're going to be on Thursday. So May 2nd, May 9th, and May 16th. Do you want to tell them a little bit about the class? Like,
I do. And I just want to finish up with that story
yeah,
about Helen Blue, because my predominance in astrology, among other things, is reincarnation and health and healing. That is what a lot of people, tomorrow's class I'm doing for San Diego is all on health and healing through all the signs, using the cell salts, aromatherapy, nutrition, all of that. That's my thing. But
that's like,
anyways, this class, normally before the days of Zoom, I would teach this in a 5-hour class. And by the end of the class, and I'm like this, everybody would know how to read your chart. Now, you're
mm,
not going to be obviously at the level, that I'm at, because hopefully I'm not that slow a learner, but, hopefully, those are the things you just kick around and over time you get. But the neat thing about it is there's the wheel. So it's like a three-dimensional picture of all this. And I'm going to teach you what all the 12 houses mean, and what it means if you have planets in all the 12 houses, what the planets are, what the planets mean in your life, and what the signs mean. And just by knowing that, you could read so much. But what's really cool about this class we're doing is at the end of the class, after you learn all this, I'm going to send you reports so that you never forget what we learned, as
mhm,
well as the PowerPoints that we use. You'll get a copy of that, but you'll get a copy from a lot of the stock programs I have on what everything means. So it's just going to open up and further your experience. By learning these simple techniques, and it's just a layering technique that we go over and over, but then you like get it. It makes sense. I mean, everybody gets it at the end of the class. And then you can do this, I can tell you what programs to go to and pull a chart for friends and family and how to do that. And you could start reading everybody. It's really that easy now that we have the internet. Back in the days that I learned astrology, I had to know calculus and all that stuff, and my dad was a mathematician, and my joke is it skipped a generation, of course. But I had to do everything by hand. There was no computer to pull a chart. It would take you, a half hour to 45 minutes just to construct a chart. So it was pretty cool. So, but I also want to tell you, don't let me forget that today is a super unbelievable, brilliant day that I want to explain to everybody.
okay,
You ready?
ready? Yeah, go
All
for it.
right. Jupiter, the planet of expansion, is and higher learning and philosophy, is conjunct Uranus tonight exactly. And Uranus is breaking the mold. Uranus is astrology. It's going where, no Elias has gone before. It's really opening up pathways. And so Jupiter with Uranus can be unexpected good news. But the last time it's in the sign of Taurus, 21 degrees. And the last time that happened, well, first of all, Uranus and Jupiter meet up every 12 years. But the last time it was in Taurus was 1941.
Wow.
So, what astrology looks at when you get more into it is the bigger picture and what the cycles mean. It's called the synodic cycles of planets, because in the heavens, the planets always meet up and they form these patterns, and they're regular shape, with Venus, you get the gorgeous rose as she goes around 5 times in the heavens. I mean, it's
Wow.
just tremendous in 8-year cycles, but that's another story. But it's really the outpicturing of even the dance that the planets do in the heavens is like, it's stunning. It's stunning. The
What does it
outpicturing.
mean? What does it mean, John? Because I know some people are on here, they're like, oh, conjunct and
Yeah.
term. And
Okay. Thank you.
what does conjunct mean?
So conjunct means when two planets are together. Like
Okay.
today, Uranus and Jupiter are right on top of each other at 21 degrees exactly. And so in astrology, and you're going to learn some of this, there are squares and there are trines and there are oppositions and there are sextiles and there are quincunxes and all these things. You don't need to learn them all, but I break them down even into fractal particles, which is even more insane. But like I said, that's how I do math. And so there's a tension and an energy when two planets are exact or coming towards exact in a square, let's say 90-degree angle. And that just shows the different types of energy. So a square is energy. It's like a kick in the pants to let's get going. Could be tension, but sometimes tension is good. It's like the
Mhm.
oak tree and having that energy level in the oak, and that mighty force has got to break through the outer nut. So you can have a trine, which can be a little lazy, but it's real gentle and kind energy and just free flowing energy. And sextiles are opportunities, which is what you're going through now in the grander scheme of things. And so we'll do our best to learn that at this time. The reports I send you are going to have that in there, but I pretty much think we could get that on the third class.
Good. So, guys, listen to this. You're going to learn, if you don't already know what your sign is, you're going to learn your sign. You're going to learn what the houses mean. You're going to learn a little bit about some of the terminology. And here's the beauty of this, you're going to learn how to read your own birth chart and possibly start to learn how to read everyone else. All for, wait for it, guys, 3 classes, 90 minutes each, $80. $80 make you holla.
$80.
$80. I mean, trust me, I have several friends that have done a year and a half program of astrology. And there's, like Donna said, there's so much to learn. You're going to learn the basics so you can be able to say, oh, this. And the beauty of what Dawn is doing is you're going to get the info of how to the things that she puts up on the screen, and you're going to get your birth chart.
You're
So,
going to get your birth chart before the class
yes.
so that you're learning off your chart. Because
Yes.
most of you are not looking to make it a profession.
Right.
That's your Delora. I know she's really good at this stuff. Delora knows a lot of astrology.
She does. So does Carson. Carson knows too.
And Carson, hi Carson.
And Carson put
So
dates on here, so thank you.
thank you. Yes. So you're going to just learn how to speak astrology. So, the interesting thing is most people know what their sun sign is. I'm a Virgo, Elias, you're a Capricorn. You can walk in a bar and say, hey, baby, what's your sign? But you can't really do that with your rising sign or your moon sign because the moon changes position every 2.5 days and the rising moves a degree every 4 minutes. But the truth is those are equally important. You'll get somebody who will have like 10 planets. Okay, I exaggerate all the time. It's a thing I got. You might get somebody who has 5 planets in Gemini, but they're a Cancer, and they'll come to you and say, well, I just don't act like a Cancer. I'm social. I like to be out there. I don't crawl back in my little shell, and I'm not shy, and I'm not over emotional about things. Or it could be the other way around. You could have somebody with 5 planets in Cancer and they just happen to be a Gemini, and they're like, I'm not that social. I like my space. I need to retreat. I need to take a hot bath. I need to be in water. Or the Scorpio, I don't remember who that was, but the double Scorpio with the moon in Cancer, that's what's called, and this is another class, and this is what I'm teaching tomorrow, but there are temperaments in the body. And so that would be a very phlegmatic temperament, which is very cold and wet. So you need to spice these people up a little bit just to get them active at times. Of course, it depends on the whole chart.
Right.
But that's how it works. It's really exciting.
Carson is a Leo sun, a Sagittarius moon, a Scorpio rising, and Libra Mars and Venus.
Oh, well, you're a real honey. And the Sag moon is so much fun because they're very freedom oriented. They're looking, they like to roam.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And the Leo sun, of course, wants a little bit of attention and wants to be special. And it's okay because this is your lifetime to be the Leo sun. And see, all signs, the other thing to really grasp is that your chart has all 12 signs in it, but it's location, location, location. Where are they in your chart? Maybe you think like like a Leo, but you make love like let's just say something here. You make love like a Libra, or you make love like
I like a Scorpio.
like a Scorpio, right? So everything is about location, and this will help you understand things about yourself, personal things about yourself. But now, when we can get to this, for anybody who takes this class, we could go to the next level and the next level. Then you have the planets in the heavens today, and how are they affecting your chart? What are they doing to you? Like if I knew the degree of his Leo sun, I could make some suggestions for that, or his Sagittarius moon, because Neptune right now is squaring Sagittarius if it's later degrees, and that could just make you a little fuzzy about things.
So
Or
here's a fascinating thing, because I hope we get to talk about this too. Um, you know, I'm always affected lately more than before. Before I was always more in tuned when the moon was full. My
okay,
intuition was like 100% like
yeah,
rock on. I'm like, okay, I'm really feeling stuff. People would always want to get a reading with me when I was having when it was a full moon. Lately though, the new moon is also affecting me, which has never happened, where I'm like, I'm a little off today. I don't know. I'm like, a new moon has never affected me. Full moon
well,
has.
so when you take your first breath and say hello to the world, you're
Yeah.
going to have your moon in a certain cycle, because the moon essentially, and it's broken down into further components, but it's going to make 8 cycles as it goes around every 27 to 29 days. And then you're going to also have what's called progressions. So bringing you forward to present time and space, the moon is going to go through different phases in your chart. So are you born on a full moon, or?
I was born during I don't know if it's a waxing or a waning moon. I forgot.
Okay, so if the moon is waxing, it's gaining in light, and if it's waning, it's coming down in light.
Hmm.
Um, but the new moon is brand new. And a lot of actors and actresses have the new moon, and they tend to be a little subjective in their thinking, but that's okay. New moon people start a lot of projects. They're usually up for the challenge, and they like to, it doesn't matter how many mistakes they make. They like to start. Then they need someone to help them finish.
Yes, right, right.
But we go through those phases in our life. Right now I'm in a new moon phase, and I'm so excited because I just finished some heavy cycles in my chart, really heavy life cycles.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's kind of nice to have that fresh outlook on things, to look and see where you're going to go for the next 29 years of your life.
It's interesting. And we're in a Mercury retrograde.
Oh, thank you for saying that. We're in a Mercury retrograde.
I
What?
do better. I do better during a Mercury retrograde because I was born in one.
Okay, I was going to say that. Now, see, I wasn't, but still, I like Mercury retrograde. So it's nothing is bad in astrology
Mhm.
technically, except for when you're countries who are starting wars and all that stuff.
Of
But
course.
anyways,
Right.
but if you learn how to use the energy, so I tell people at the beginning of the Mercury retrograde, before it ever goes retrograde, make a list of everything you want to get off your back that you said you were going to do. No matter what it is, buy this incense or finish this paperwork. It's not a time to start something new, but it's a fabulous time to finish.
Hmm.
It's a fabulous time to finish.
Hmm. I love.
So yeah, so I call it the Klingon list. Get rid of all the Klingons.
Oh, that's nice.
It's easy. Just don't start anything new. I have this huge project I'm waiting to do, and I can't wait. I'm like, so woo! But I'm keeping it really fresh in my head, and I'm just waiting for the good moon cycle in May, and I'm going to get started on it.
Real quick, guys, because I want to, if you guys have any questions, I want to really honor Dawn's time. So Natalie says, can you skip the first class and go to the second class if we have the basics?
Well, really, the whole first 3 classes are basics. So it depends on what level, Natalie, that you have the basics. If you want to get my email from Elias, then I can better answer that for you.
Yeah.
So I'm sure, yeah. I mean, do you know the house systems? Do you know where everything is in the chart? Do you know, if I looked and asked you, what's the ruler of your 10th house and where is it located in your chart? Would you be able to answer that?
No idea.
But you will by the end of the class.
Oh, yeah.
You're
Yeah.
gonna get slapped with a beautiful crystal. Which
Di-
makes me say, oh, to my little friend here. Whoops, There we go.
Oh, that's
That
beautiful.
gorgeous. I just felt like showing off a little bit.
I love
That
it.
is a blue lace agate with a druzy in the middle when it becomes a silicate.
I love the druzy. I love
So
the druzy.
Elias knows we teach crystal classes together too. That's my
And
special.
also, guys, if you didn't know, please let them know what you created a beautiful deck and
Thank
let
you.
them know what it is.
Well, it actually isn't available right now, except for some half copies on Amethyst on Amazon, and you don't know what you're going to get. But it will be available within the next 4 to 6 months, and it's called the Jewels of the Lotus Tibetan Gemstone Oracle, and it's an oracle based on healing through the seven main chakras and the Tibetan path of mindfulness and the uh, sacred geometries. But it's also every card has a gemstone on it, and what I do, I won an award for this work about 24 years ago. What I do that's different is I delineate the energy of the stone by what the minerals and metals are found in the stone and talk about how you use it for healing.
It's a beautiful
Good
deck, guys.
science to back it up with. Sorry.
And no, you're okay. It's a beautiful deck. And because a friend of mine that was moving, she's like, "Oh, I love this deck. That it's so beautiful." I'm like, so I gifted it to her. So I don't have it any longer.
Now I'll get you a deck.
It's just beautiful. Anyway, Carson says, I just like the intention that you give to anything, people, communication in a Mercury retrograde.
Yeah.
Yes. Hi, Joy. And with my cheat sheet, yes.
Yeah, I provide cheat sheets for everybody too.
Nana says, very cool. Kathleen says, that sounds awesome. Somebody had a question and I skipped it. Please hold, guys. I know a lot of you see this is what happens with StreamYard. I don't get to see it. Very emotional all over the place this month, Mary Jane says. Here it is.
Mary Jane, when's your birthday?
When's your birthday, Mary Jane? My 8-year-old daughter is talking a lot about astrology and zodiac signs. Are there classes for kids?
You know, I don't know that to be sure, but I mean, maybe we can talk about putting a class for kids together.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be really, really pretty. I love kids. I used to have a class called Healing Earth Explorers where, I taught them about healing with crystals and we did body work and the whole bit. I miss those days.
I need to get you in touch with Ava Goulet. She has a spirit camp for kids.
Oh, lovely. I like that.
I'll get you in contact with her. Anybody else have questions really quick? Oh, Mary Jane says November 5th, 1964.
Okay, Mary Jane, right off the bat with just going with the November 5th and not saying anything else, you've had the Uranus oppositions in your chart for basically the last 3 years. So there's been a lot of energy and then the eclipses of last year and the end of the year before probably also took you down a little bit too. I only know your sun sign being there, but it could feel like you've had the rug pulled out up from under you. You could feel like you're really anxious because the sun rules the heart and Uranus rules fast palpitations. But it could, depending on where it is in your chart, is going to show where you've had these major life shifts. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Nutritional astrology and healing with astrology is my specialty.
So everyone, and I really I would love to have you guys be part of this. Be part of astrology basics. Learn how to read your own chart. It's a 3 courses. Mm-hmm. Once on the 2nd, the 9th, the 16th. So boom, 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 we're going. It's all in May. It's, what, this would be a great Mother's Day gift. If you want to go ahead and tell your loved one, hey, I don't know what to get you. Enough with the flowers, go ahead and enough with the lunch, do this, ask for this. You cannot beat this. Did you like that?
You are more Jewish than I am.
Enough with the flowers. Hey, the flowers. They're coming. Flower schmowers.
Then get the Lovenlos tipota.
Yeah, see? Look, and she's.
I did the Greek. He does the Jewish thing.
Yeah, see, there you go. So go ahead, guys. May 2nd, 9th, and 16th. All you need to go to my website, eliaspatras.com, under events. And then when you do that, you need to then email Dawn. so she can have the chart. She needs the chart. You need to email her before the class. Nothing is
And not for
crazier.
minutes before the class. Try for the day before at
Yeah,
least.
I was gonna say 2 to 3 days before the class.
Well,
Really
that's
important.
that's a gift. Yeah, I
Yeah,
appreciate that
of
because
course.
I do clients all day long. This is what I do for a living.
Right.
So,
So, Melanie says, Don, are you still meeting with individuals? I would love to take this class, but I'm going to be traveling.
I do. I do meet with individuals, and you would be asking at a good time, even though I'm booked a few weeks ahead of time at the beginning of the year because everybody wants their chart done at the beginning. I was booked months in advance. So, this is a good time
Yeah,
to schedule.
definitely. Kathleen says, I will definitely be signing up for the class.
Oh,
Angela said, what a great idea, Elias. I'll ask my daughter for this.
oh, that was smart.
Very good. Very good. So, again, Thursday, May 2nd, 9th, and 16th at 5 p.m. If you have to miss one,
5 p.m.
5 p.m.
Pacific time.
Pacific, 7 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Eastern, you will get a recording of
Mm,
each class, guys. So if you have to miss one, don't worry. You'll have the recording. You'll
mm.
have the recording. Do you want me to give out should I
My
give out your
email is,
email?
yeah, of course.
Okay. So if you're going to do this, you want to go to let me see if I got it correct. Dawn Silver at
Mm.
ameritech.net.
The dinosaur, so you know. Yeah, Dawn, DAWN, and silver like the color at AMERITECH.net.
Yeah, Carson, if you write it in there, I'm gonna write it in real quick
Oh,
too.
thank you, Carson.
Delora is traveling. She just left my house and she's going to
Oh,
California at ameritech.net. There you
thank
go.
you, everybody. Thanks for having me on, Elias.
So thank you for making time in your busy schedule.
Of
And
course.
guys, I cannot wait. This is going to be an amazing class. Please sign up. And tomorrow night, we have Sue Page on talking about nurturing relationships. Sue Page is also from
Don't I
Chicago.
know her? Sue
You might.
Page?
She's
I know
also
her.
she's from Chicagoland. She is the co-founder, I should say, of Pathways for Successful Living.
Beautiful.
And Pathways, it's an offshoot, a very gentle offshoot. You'll know this, Dawn. Remember ESK?
Yeah.
So there
S
was
S E
ESK,
S T.
EST, and then there was three groups. One of them,
Forum. Yeah,
the
Forum was
forum.
one of them.
There was another one that fizzled out, and then there was another one that Sue Page took the class, and then she took it over and rearranged it a little bit. But
Oh, I bet she's great. I think I'm having a good memory of her. I
yeah,
bet it was great.
yeah. So
What
she's been
time is
doing
that tomorrow?
30 years. Tomorrow is 5 o'clock Pacific, 7 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Eastern. And guys, starting May 1st, our guest speakers will be on Wednesday nights, just so you know, Wednesday night. This is the anniversary of Oklahoma City bombing. Please keep Oklahoma.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, of course.
Absolutely,
Of
Vicky.
course.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, thank you, everybody. Dawn, thank you. Love you. And
Thank you,
everyone,
everybody.
we'll see you. We'll see you
Well,
tomorrow.
aren't we supposed to sing Age of Aquarius now? Oh,
This
yeah.
is the dawning of the age of Aquarius. Yes.
Age. I'll talk to you later.
Aquarius. Right. Remember, guys, we are here to connect. And when we connect, we educate. And when we educate, we grow. There is unity in community. From our hearts to yours.
Love that. Love
Be well,
that.
everybody. Take care.
Good night, everyone.
See you.